It's the newspaper, etc. etc. is etc. The problem I'm having is that as soon as anybody says how did you come by, and I said, God, everybody will click, 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 phones dead. Don't want to hear it. Not interested. If scientific paper. It will be well embraced. God says, put it the way I tell you. So the world will have to conform to his request, not he to our request. One of the time and good stories that he says, make a videotape and send it to a certain televangelist with a $200 seed. I sent my seed. Thank you very much for the seed. Never heard a thing about the videotape. I said, Lord, this is where we're at. That brings me to the fact that this is not my project. As a pharmacist, I used to make a whole heap of money. I could always find time to find another job to make some more if money was the object. But money is not the object here, because I'm only the servant of the living God. And he says, take this to my people. So I would imagine it is not for everybody. But I am to take it to his people, and it should be, I should take this to Washington. And he says, take it to Washington to prove to them that I am God. So the proof is in this. And he said, give it to end stage or drug resistant. So in a test for the governmental circle, I will give it only to end stage or drug resistant. End stage people are the people who really can't move, not doing very well, are just waiting for the day to die. That's the end stage. And there's a lot of them here. The drug resistant ones are when the virus changes, they change the medication. So the virus changes again, they change the medication. People are on the medication and the medication makes them sick. They're too sick to take it today, so they miss a day. When they miss a day, the virus changes. So the next day when they go back for to test, they need to add more medication or switch the medication. The new one probably makes them just as sick, and if you add up the dose, they look and say, if I used to take 2 and it made me that sick, now they tell me to take 3, I think I'll skip today. That switches the organism again. So like I said, we have a lot of those here. So I'm to give it to those people who have, there are some people who have just given up and said, I'd rather die than take all of this medication. I am too sick. And just give up. These are the people, he says, those are the ones that you are to give it to show Washington that there is a God in heaven. Therefore, I may or may not need any volunteers for the next set. Because the Almighty said to me, for the amount of people that you have given already, a governmental study using a genetic markers can go back to find out, to prove who had gotten ambushed and what it had done to them. Because all of that is still in their gene pool. So therefore, it can be proven from the 300 plus how ambush works. So I am willing to give to the governmental sources because under the confidentiality law where I can't say this one has it or that one has it, then the government are free to all of my notes, all of my people, and can always go back and say, okay, you got it, interview them. Therefore, the next stages would be for the government to make it and give it to the people. These are very tall orders, but these are orders that we have to succumb to. Give it to the people. It's not to be sold, it's to be given. Now, here in America, when you have a product like this that has in, like tea would have in anything from 30 to 40,000 different compounds in it. The problem is, how can we isolate that one compound that is the active ingredient? Likewise, this is no different. 30 to 40,000 compounds are in it. And when I send it to the lab for testing, the spectrum is very wide as to what is in there or what could be in there. Alright? What the Almighty God has done, He has given me 7 steps to produce the active ingredient. So I know how to get the active ingredient out of this, which will then be a drug. For those who don't understand this, take for instance the willow tree. When the Americans came to America, they saw the Indians chewing the willow tree bark for pain. It was therefore found that the willow tree had in salicylic acid, which is aspirin. And we've had their aspirin from day one till now. In this palm tree is this, and in this there is a drug. And the Almighty God has given me 7 steps, like I said, to produce the active ingredient, so it can be synthesized in a lab. He's also given me, along with other works, the formula for the drug that is in here, in ambush. The drug that is in ambush, it's a carbon attached to a uranium, attached to a sulfur, attached to a classified, attached to a phenethylamine. I'll leave this classified, that way you can't use a uranium sulfide molecule and try to make it, because then it won't be possible. But this is the scientific formula for the active ingredient in here. Therefore, it's a uranium isotope. Other uses. Because this is an antiviral or antiretroviral agent, an agent that kills the virus, it also kills the virus that causes leukemia. I have given this to people with cancer of the blood, leukemia. They have recovered as such. I have given it to people with lupus. Lupus is caused by a virus that causes the organs of the body to reject itself. Comes out in swellings and so on. Give them for lupus, and that is cleared away in the same 21 days. Another use is HPV. There is no cure for HPV, and we need to give every girl in the world an injection for HPV. Ambush cures HPV. And I have proof of that. So I can give you who's got it and which doctor it is and what's the chart number. Other uses may also be classified. And what we need to do now is to get this to a government agency because of